But let's move on over. We got some news, a lot of stuff going on in the world of movie news. What do we got?
Well,
the big one?
we got. You want to go the big one?
Yeah, might as
well, no.
The big fish.
Can we start? You want to start
You
with
start.
the
It's up to you. It's
Masters of the
your
Universe finally got some more writers, and you have, I have,
That's the big
we
one.
have thoughts.
What are your thoughts? You said I have, we have.
Yeah.
Well, you got to remember.
We worked on a script for Masters of the Universe at one point.
You don't know the full story on this one. When I was at Silver Pictures, I don't want to go into the whole thing again because people are bored to
Yeah,
death
I've
of it.
heard bits
People
and
have
pieces
linked
of
in
this.
and
It
talked
just-
to.
I've heard bits and pieces of this.
We had basically had them on board to do Warner Brothers.
You and Riley.
Riley, the short story of it is that Riley and I came up with an idea for the movie. Riley wrote a big treatment on it. I took that treatment to somebody over at Legendary. The guy is no longer there anymore. This scumbag took it and said that he didn't want it. They said, "Oh, we can't do this. We're doing this too close to Conan." So he took it to a writer that he knew, Justin Marks, who's a great dude, awesome guy, had no idea about us at all. Justin Marks then wrote a new treatment that had nothing to do with Riley's. It was just kind of going off the same idea of science meets magic, right? And then got that picked up, brought it over, and I came in, was going to come on as a CE for a producer on it, and all this stuff through Joel Silver's company. It just fell through. But it was always Lord of the Rings meets Star Wars.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
The problem with most people, because the most out of all of the stuff inside of that IP of Masters of the Universe, what everyone remembers the most is the 80s cartoon.
Yeah.
And the 80s,
Right, I remember you telling me about this.
yeah, the 80s cartoon, and I love the 80s cartoon, but it's goofy and
Yeah, it's cheesy.
it's cheesy and it's got
And you didn't want to do that at all. You wanted to make it.
well, there are some really serious things inside of that, but for the most part, it's a goofy cartoon. That's what everybody thinks. So like, oh, he's got a cringer, whoa, Adam, whoa. And everybody thinks of Orko, and they go, oh, well, of course that's going to be goofy, and you're going to get maybe go the Thor Ragnarok way, or really even sillier and go Men in Black. For those movies, works very well, but for He-Man, if you go back to where He-Man originated from, it was kind of a spin-off of the Conan the Barbarian comics, and the original Masters of the Universe comic books are dark. And the magic inside of it is how the history behind this sword. And they did more of that in the 2002 series that came out on the Cartoon Network that not a lot of people saw. And the mythos went a lot deeper and thousands of years back on what that sword meant and the power behind it. And it really had a Star Wars feel to it. And then the inside. But again, imagine like all the beautiful landscapes and scenery inside of the Lord of the Rings, Peter Jackson, and then how they shot that in New Zealand. Now think about that shot, but then like a spacecraft comes through, right? And that's Masters of the Universe,
right?
And they got these writers that are gonna go. What have they worked on?
They've done Iron Man, Punisher, Warzone, Transformers: The Last Night, and the recent Men in Black International, or the upcoming, I should say.
Okay, so they've worked on some okay stuff, some farts. But some okay stuff. I'm just worried that because with Ragnarok, Guardians, you had
Aquaman, I would say.
Aquaman, all three. And the thing is, all three of those movies, huge successes. So you can see where a studio goes, well, yeah, it's working for those other movies. Let's do it. Let's do it for this big property. They're worried more about what has worked for other things than what could work.
For them.
Looking at this mythology, you can see it. You can see that it's a Lord of the Rings Star Wars. But to everything Christian said, I mean, there was humor in ours.
So you think they're not
but
going
it was
there?
very serious and epic.
Not the right direction they're going in, you think then?
I don't even know. Like
see.
David Goyer did a recent draft. He's an executive producer. He was going to direct it at one point.
I don't know.
Who knows? This thing keeps just kind of falling apart.
I'm glad every time it dies though, because until I hear somebody if I hear Peter Jackson gets a hold of it, and I don't care. You can say what you want about
Mortal
Engines. I feel like he would be able to do it. I think that there's people that'd be able to like Matthew Vaughn. I'd be okay with now, and he does a lot with humor because Empire Strikes Back has humor in it. And it's a dark movie. All those movies. Lord of the Rings has humor in it. They're like Gimli.
It's where you place it. It's organic.
You can have humor in it, but it's got to feel like there's legit comedy inside of it. Like that's just from real moments, not just we're gonna try to be really funny here because That's what we want to do. We want to be guardians.
It's all about the setup. We set the hell up of this. Still to this day is one of my favorite openings in a film.
I know. Yeah. I would love for them to actually do it right. I think you can get a whole series of movies, and you could even get that old school theme that they had, and you could make a Jablonski score out of it.
Oh yeah,
so much.
You still have your treatment?
Yeah,
it's up on your website, right? It's on Schmoedown.com.
Yeah, we posted it there. Yeah,
I loved it.
You can just type in Schmoedown and Masters of the Universe.